Cherie's weight loss journey. I woke up and we had a vehicle that took out, the electricity. And one of the things that was interesting is when a vehicle takes out the electricity, even the surrounding areas, the electric will go down. I guess, I don't know, maybe it's the current gets broke off, or they shut it down, for whatever purpose to make sure that, they identify what the problem is before they continue to let the electricity go through. So, yeah. But here's the saving grace, right? For me. The saving grace is they have these light bulbs that will continue to generate electricity after an outage happens. So I had me a few of those that I was able to utilize, and I put a few of those, around the house so that I could move around. They also had these little devices that you could put them on. That way, you don't necessarily need to have a socket. It's a portable socket. So yeah. And here's another saving grace, right? Because a while back I was, contemplating the tankless water heater, right? And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, if I had a tankless water heater, there would be no way that I would be able to get my shower, right? But I was able to have a shower with warm water, right? Because it probably wouldn't really be an issue, but I'm telling you, as soon as we got that cold current, we dropped down into the 50s overnight. Yeah, at nighttime we're in the 50s. Maybe in the daytime we're still in the 70s and 80s, but at nighttime we're in the 50s. So early in the morning is when it's the coldest. And those light bulbs that I had bought many years back is definitely, worth their weight in gold. And, what I had, what I had thought about is, okay, this is a preview, a precursor of how you're going to handle should there be a power outage, right? Because, I really didn't have but maybe one or two backup candles. I had I think only one gas candle, well, oil candle. So what that had told me was, are you really prepared? Right? Are you really prepared? And I'm like, nah, I'm not prepared. Right? Not prepared, to a level where I could be comfortable. I mean, I could probably, survive, but I won't be comfortable. Push him out the way. Look, now we have blockages up here. What the hell? Why do we have blockages up here? So, yeah. I don't know what the hell is going on, but whatever's going on, I'm not with it. Okay? I am not with it. So, I don't know what the hell is wrong with these people today. It's a Sunday morning. Ain't no way this shit should be going on, right? I hope they get the electricity on, before too long. But one of the things that it made me think about was damn, I just went into a fucking loop. One of the things it made me think about was should the electricity go off for a while, right? Say the electricity goes off for a while. The first thing that you'll want to do is, have a backup plan. Say you have food in your freezer or your refrigerator. You don't want to open up the refrigerator too often, to let whatever, cold air you have in there escape. Okay. That's understandable. But another thing was, to have, some backup. Because I'm telling you, the first thing, it just seemed like the electricity from my phones zapped. It just felt like it just zapped out. It just zapped away. And I'm like, huh? And it went pitch black, right? Where even outside in the dark was lighter than it was in my house. So, of course, I waited a few minutes, because, the city that I live in, they're usually on it, They're fast, they're professional, and, they don't waste too much time, restoring your electricity back. So I waited a few minutes and I'm like, okay, I can't sit here too much longer because, I got places to go and things to do and people to see. Okay. But anyway, I know that this was a precursor that had, let me know that you still have some minor things that you could do, to prepare yourself, in case of a power outage. Such as, buy a few, candles that, you can use. Make sure that, your power packs are fully charged, right? Because you want to have a power pack, and you also want to have a power jack. A power jack is like something that, puts out more wattage than, say, a small power pack. You can use your power pack for your phones. You can use a power jack, for, say you need something electrical. Okay. Now, I was frustrated, right? Because I'm like, dang, I couldn't mix up my my protein drink, right? Because I normally use my Ninja. And I can even get around that, because if I had charged up my portable blender, I would still be able to utilize, my protein mixer, at least one of them. But I didn't charge it. I just been using the Ninja, because we had electricity. But here's the thing that I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have to have your conveniences. You have to have your conveniences fully charged in case of a power outage. And I would recommend anybody, even if you can't afford to buy yourself like a backup generator, to at least buy, a power jack. Okay. So I'm glad that's done. Today, my lunch was already prepared. The reason why my lunch is already prepared is because yesterday I forgot my lunch, right? And I'm going to tell you, I tried to get by, right? I tried to get by with the protein drink that I had, consumed before going to work, and a protein bar. And I'm gonna tell you, I got so weak, and my muscles felt like they were so taxed. I pushed through 9 hours. But that last hour, I was like, no, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. And I had an hour of PTO, and I took it. Okay? I took that hour of PTO and came on home, because, I'm trying to stick to my diet, right? And I feel like I could have, yes, I was looking in the vending machine, and I was like, well, I could buy some nuts, right? They had some nuts that had candy in it. I was like, nah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to open yourself up to trail mix. And then they had some pistachios. And I'm like, well, maybe I could do this pistachios. But I opted for the more expensive beef jerky. So I'm eating this beef jerky, right? And it's good, no doubt. It's good. But I'm only getting, a little bit of energy, right? So I popped me a vitamin C. I'm like, yeah, this 1,000 milligram of vitamin C, it should give me some energy. It did. But the difference that I'm trying to to bring out is, energy, you know, doesn't necessarily feed your muscles. So when your muscles are hungry and yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I ended up driving home in pain, and my stomach was doing like somersaults. And I'm like, golly, I ain't felt no stomach pain and I don't know how long. Of course, I was well insulated with a lot of excess fat and weight. Why would I feel any pain? So anyway, all jokes aside, I end up going home early, eating me a large portion of protein consisting of hot links and egg whites and a little bit of spinach mixed in. So I wasn't angry at myself, but I was tired. And ended up just falling off to sleep at some point. At some point, I just ended up falling off to sleep, and like I said, I slept pretty good. I woke up at 4 o'clock, went to the restroom, took my medicine, and went back to sleep. And that's when I woke up at about 5 o'clock. And, I'm flipping through the channels. And then, I hear this whoop, right? And it just seemed like all the electricity just was in a vacuum. And I was like, oh, shit, right? Wow. And like I said, I waited a few minutes for it to go on, and then shortly after that, I started hearing some emergency vehicles, and I'm like, oh man, don't tell me some idiot out there, ran into the worst scenario of an accident that he could possibly think of. And yeah, I noticed that there were several emergency vehicles that, had to go around the median, and I was like, oh dang, it's right outside. It's right outside. So I got myself together, I took a picture, and I was like, shoot, even if this person thought that they could survive, I almost want to say that they probably had got electrocuted, because had the vehicle maybe stayed on its 4 rubber wheels, it might have been okay. But this vehicle looked like it was laid over on its side. So yeah. no safety of the rubber wheels for that one. I mean, it's not funny, but you know, there's no traffic at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, how did this person have, what could have possibly caused this person to get into an accident? So, yeah. You know, sometimes people are just, you know, very foolish. You know, I'm watching these two vehicles where this one truck is, you know, just tailgating another vehicle, and the lights are blinding on that car that's in front of him because it was a truck and a car, right? The truck is, you know, higher up and can cause people to even if only momentarily have to adjust their eyesight because it could feel like a high beam. It's definitely higher than the car. So, I'm on my way to work, you know, really, really hoping and praying that I have the energy and the strength to last the whole day. You know, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, what is this? You know, I've been building my strength up. Oh, okay. But you know, feeling weaker. You know, and of course, you know, it could be, you know, dark magic attacks, and I rebuke that, and, you know, return to sender 20-fold, 20 cycles, but I still can't figure out, you know, what would keep me, you know, in somebody's crosshairs. I'm like, why would I be in somebody's crosshairs? You know, I've been celibate for over 16 years, haven't been in a relationship, not even a casual one, right? Not even, you know, not even a platonic one. You know, just been basically minding my business, doing my thing, right? I mean, back in the day, people actually used to be able to be in platonic, you know, relationships. But somewhere, you know, the cross wiring of, you know, of people's brains, you know, is like, oh no, you know, if I do any favors for you, if I spend any time with you, you know, you're gonna have to give me something for that. And I just can't even imagine, you know, what kind of succubus or incubus spirit have you allowed yourself to get involved with, right? That you would sit up here and have a sexual addiction and see everything and everybody as, you know, an arousal. You know, it's weird, right? So at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, right? Yeah, you do have people, you know, I don't know, maybe they're rushing back home because they stayed out all night Saturday. right? Maybe they don't even realize that, they were drugged or drunk, still, even though they may have, taken a couple of hours of sleep, you can still have, the effects in your system. So, maybe that's what was going on with that person that ran into I want to say his demise, but I can't really say it was his demise because, obviously he had to have some form of life because they didn't shut down the road. Because a lot of times when people die, they shut down the road to investigate. So this person must have had a pulse. So he didn't die. Okay. So yeah. But while I was waiting, for the electricity to come back on, I'm like, my goodness, I have to sign back up to my utility company so that I could be notified, for, get those emergency notifications. And so, that was one of the things that I was trying to do. But, it was, it was slow in coming, for sure. So that's something that I'm going to have to recheck to see if it actually went through or if I have to recreate an account, because that was one of the things that I was kind of looking for, is to try to see if, I had got a notification of the outage that just occurred, and I didn't. So that's why I went online to make sure that I sign up to be notified, of our, utility broadcast. Because, I do want to know. I want to know, if my electricity is restored by the time I get home. I want to know. There would be, some reasons why I would want to know. So, yeah. I'm going to have to buy me some packaged protein drinks. I think I'll order that on Amazon and have that delivered to my home. That way, I don't have to stop. If the electricity's not on, I can at least, have some mixed up protein drinks. And it, here was the interesting thing, that had occurred to me was, I wanted to tell myself that I needed, like something in which to prepare foods, even though I'm not really eating prepared foods that much, except for maybe, the meat that I eat. Now, yeah, we want our meat to be cooked right? And we want our eggs to be cooked. So that would be something that, I was thinking that I might have to, to do. But I do have a power jack, and I do have a I guess you would call it like a hot plate conductive, a hot plate that is conductive, meaning that the heat is transferred from surface to surface. And I believe the new pots that I have, they are able to conduct the heat. So I might want to check that out. Just to make sure that should I need to cook, that I can use my induction burner with my power jack. That way I'll still be able to at least cook if I so desire. But I don't see why it would be a problem. Could be a problem, but it's always good to have what they call a trial run. Do a trial run and make sure that everything's working. And oh yeah, that's another thing, is I've been using up the canned goods that I had purchased a year ago, using up the water, because like I said, life has been groovy. And, rather than just let them sit there wasting away, I figured I would use them up and then eventually replace them. So I do have to replace, making sure that I keep 5 gallons of potable water, and I'm not real worried about the other water, although I could just have a storage of water that I could use, that doesn't have to be potable water, but could just be used for other things like like washing, flushing the toilet, things like that. And I do have I guess it's like a 30 gallon like garbage container with a lid that I think I'm gonna go ahead and fill that up, just for just for precaution's sake, okay? Because things have been really weird weather is really weird. And even though these things might not be like detrimental, to say the least, it can cause, tremendous, inconveniences, right? Because that was one of the things that I was thinking. I was like, well, I don't really have to, have a shower, but I wanted one. Okay? And since I wanted one, and I was able to have one, because the water tank stores about 55 gallons of hot water. And so you can still have hot water that's already in the tank that doesn't need to be heated up. So that would be, part of, just preparing for the worst, but still expecting the best, right? Expecting the best, that these things won't never happen, but preparing, just in case, right? I do have, like 2 camping water filters, right? Where, you can actually filter like pond water should, things get really desperate. And even I was thinking like, okay, a power jack would be able to supply heat with an electric blanket, should you need to. Now, when we were like, what year was that? 2021, when we suffered below zero, and even the air was cold. The air, fish tanks was freezing. Yeah. At that time, you want to try to find the best way to warm up a room. And I was using a candle that warmed up the flower pots, and it did radiate a certain amount of warmth. Of course, the flower pots were dang, I can't even think of the name of the damn flower pots, because these flower pots were able to get warm and radiate warm. So yeah, I think I'm kind of ready for should an emergency happen. I mean, like I said, I feel like, I can survive, should, a small emergency outage occurs. Now, long term, not so much, right? And that's one of the reasons why I'm like, well, okay, what would help me to be able to, extend the conveniences should an outage, occur. One of the things, I do want to think about is to always make sure that I have a bag of ice in the freezer, that I also have a container, a cooler that I could use, should, it becomes necessary to transfer things from the refrigerators into a cooler. And I know some people are like, well, if you have a freezer, then just don't open the freezer up that much. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. However, it's not always that easy, right? Because, we want to eat, various times of the day, but we don't want to spoil the food that we have just so that we can eat today. So yeah, like I said, it's come to my attention that, I'm kind of prepared, but not quite as prepared as I would like to be. I have, some propane tanks if needed, and a propane heater if needed. The thing about the propane heat is that it kind of burns up the oxygen also while heating the air. So you have to be real careful when it comes to propane heat. So those are things that, definitely had crossed my mind after waking up, and then a power outage occurred. And I'm like, dang, we haven't even hit winter yet. What the hell? But, it does make you, aware that there are things that you might need to do, to prepare yourself, in case of, power outages, especially since, we have been experiencing, extreme weather. Now, my power outage didn't happen as a result of extreme weather. It happened as a result of, an accident. So those can happen too. Yeah. So I have my lunch that I had yesterday. I did snack on a boiled egg since I couldn't have my protein shake. I was hoping that I had time to stop off and purchase some protein drinks before work. I kind of have the time to do it. I'm not sure if I want to do it. I mean, I still have a few minutes to, make up my mind if that's what I want to do. But technically, I have enough protein in the food that I've prepared where I don't necessarily have to have a protein drink. Interesting enough, I did, put some coffee in the refrigerator so that I could have iced coffee in my protein drink, but I didn't do the protein mix. Because without blending the protein mix, most of the time, you end up with clumps. And I wasn't in the mood for any clumps today. So yeah, I'm gonna formulate a list of the things that I had contemplated today, and make sure that I do what I said I was going to do, such as making sure that I have at least 5 gallons of potable water and 55 gallons or 30 gallons of just usable water that doesn't necessarily have to be potable. And I'm going to work on that, this coming up week, making sure that, that's done. I also might want to replenish, buying a case of, my favorite soup or whatever soup or chili, that I may think is appropriate. I'm almost thinking it would be best to buy a case of chili because, the beans, they're so good for you with nutrition, and so much better on your digestive system than any carb could ever possibly be. That I'm thinking it would be, more advantageous to have a case of chili than to have, a case of soup. Now I have some soup, that I still have to, use and then replace. So, but I don't have any chili, because I've already used up that chili. I already used up, the beans, that I had bought. Dang, this guy sat here through the whole light. Yeah. I think he's making phone calls or something. Oh no, that's the light signal making that noise. What else? Oh yeah, and that was another thing that upset me, was because I was, in the dark, I didn't get a chance to even do, my lightweight exercises. But that's okay. Sometimes, we just have to adjust. And he's still sitting there at the light. And that's weird as hell, because that would be the third light that this guy's just sat there at the intersection, not moving. People, like I said, people are weird today, and just, the vices that they choose to indulge in and the predicaments that they put themselves into. And sure, maybe this person has, a medical condition. What do they call it? Where you just fall asleep. Or if, he's a diabetic and his sugar goes low. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this guy's sitting in a Charger and got very tinted, he had, very darkly tinted windows, and that alone, if he hadn't have tinted his windows and he needed help and somebody seen it, he was slumped over his steering wheel, that was something that, he didn't think about, trying to be cool with dark windows, right? So if he was having an emergency situation, you can't see through the dark tint. You just can't. So if he had needed emergency help or had a heart attack, or who knows, I'm almost at work. I like to get to work early, so I'm not going to stop at the grocery store and pick up, any protein drink. if I buy a protein drink or a protein bar at the snack vending machines at work, you know, I'm buying one, you know, half of the cost of what it would cost me to buy, you know, two, right? Like yesterday, it costed me like $3.50 to buy a protein bar, and I should have went for the higher calories. I really should have went for the higher calories, but I didn't. So I went the whole day, you know, trying to function off of 40 grams of protein and 400 calories, which was something that my big body wasn't used to, right? And I mean, when you can actually feel your the muscles, you know, being overworked and the pain, you know, when you're not used to that, you know, the pain can feel excruciating. Okay? The pain can feel excruciating. So yeah, I'm at work now, and I'm gonna shut down this video, and I'll probably upload it when I get home, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching Cherie's Weight Loss Journey. Bye.